ThomasDSeeley, Honeybee Democracy. Welcome to the world of honeybees, where complex decision-making processes and democratic principles drive their very survival. In Honeybee Democracy, ThomasDSeeley takes us on a journey to understand the elaborate process by which honeybees choose a new nest site each year. Discover how these fascinating insects communicate, evaluate potential nest sites, and reach a consensus, all while ensuring the greater good of the colony. By understanding the intricacies of honeybee democracy and decision-making, we might even learn how to improve our own decision-making processes and work more effectively as a group.
The democratic decision-making of honeybees. Honeybees' nest-finding process is a complex and fascinating event that happens each year. After swarming, 2/3 of the bees form a cluster on a tree branch before finding a new nest site through a democratic process. The process was first discovered by German scientist Martin Lindauer in 1949, and later studied in depth by the author. Bees perform waggle dances to communicate the location of potential new homes, and scouts evaluate multiple options before reaching a consensus through debates. The democratic decision-making of bees has impressed scientists, and the author even uses it as inspiration for chairing meetings. The fascinating world of bees. Discover the intricate social structure and communication within a hive of honeybees, a superorganism that acts as a single organism. Bees evolved from wasps around 100 million years ago and have become one of the most important pollinators on the planet. They come in almost 20,000 species, with honeybees being highly social and organized. In a hive of honeybees, the queen is the heart of the colony, solely laying eggs, and laying 150,000 each summer. Worker bees, which are all females, make up the vast majority of the colony and take care of everything, including foraging for nectar and pollen, feeding the young, and building the comb. The queen prepares the hive for the swarm, laying eggs in special cells known as queen cells, and being treated differently by the workers. When the hive is ready to swarm, 2/3 of the bees, including the queen, fly away to find a new location to build a new nest. The bees that remain inside the hive raise a new queen by feeding her special royal jelly, enabling her to emerge as the new queen. The social structure of a hive is fascinating, as the bees communicate with each other through dances and pheromones. Toots are the special sounds made by the new queen when she emerges from her cell, announcing her presence to the hive. However, if another queen emerges at the same time, they will fight to the death. In conclusion, the book highlights the importance of bees and their complex social structure, which works efficiently as a superorganism, the hive. It is through their hard work and organization that we are able to enjoy the fruits of their labor, the sweet golden honey that they produce. Honeybees' quest for the perfect home. The search for a suitable home is a critical task for honeybees. Through careful experiments, researchers have discovered the specific factors that influence their nesting preferences. The bees prefer nests that are around 40 liters in capacity, with small entrances and facing south. Surprisingly, they don't mind the space being wet or drafty, as they can fix those issues themselves. The bees rely on their ability to fully inspect a site to make sure it meets their requirements, spending an average of 37 minutes exploring their new home before heading back to inform their hive mates. The democratic model of honeybees. Honeybees have a democratic system where hundreds of experienced scout bees make decisions about potential nest sites and pass on the information to their peers. A true consensus is achieved as the bees gradually reach an agreement. The waggle dance performed by bees helps communicate valuable information about the potential site, including its quality and location. A high-quality site gains increased support due to the ripple effect, resulting in more scout bees deciding to visit the site. While on rare occasions, the decision-making can lead to a split in the swarm, honeybees have finessed this complex process. The wisdom of bees. Bees' exceptional decision-making process in choosing the best nest site can teach us to trust the collective rather than relying solely on individual judgment. In the face of available options, humans tend to depend on individual judgment to make decisions. However, bees use a collective process to choose the best site for their nest with an impressive success rate. In an experiment on Appledore Island, the author placed 5 boxes, only one of which was the ideal home for bees while the others were merely acceptable. The experiment showed that 4 out of 5 swarms chose the perfect spot. Although the 5th swarm settled for a less ideal box, it was due to a miscommunication rather than flawed judgment. The oversight reveals the significance of the process, which lies in the extensive collaboration of the bees as individuals might make mistakes. However, their collective decision-making ensures the best decision almost always emerges eventually. The scout bee process that bees use to determine the ideal nest site is remarkable. The scout bee excitedly waggles for about 6 minutes to promote a location after her discovery. However, as time passes, the scout bee becomes less enthusiastic. Scout bees progressively stop advertising a site, allowing mediocre sites to dwindle in support. No bee will champion a subpar nest site, so support for it will eventually evaporate. Humans, unfortunately, tend to lack the bee's collective wisdom. We often rely on our judgment and stubbornly argue a point instead of stepping away from debates and trusting other people, much like the scout bees who get less enthusiastic over time. By relinquishing our biases and trusting other people's opinions, we improve our decision-making process's accuracy. The bee's exceptional decision-making process in choosing the best nest site can teach us how to trust the collective, rather than individual judgment. The ingenious moves of honeybees. Honeybees are surprisingly cohesive when it comes to leaving their hive for a new nest site. The scout bees check that a potential site has enough support and initiate a move when they can see around 20 or 30 other scouts at the site. Once the decision is made, they return to the hive and alert the swarm to get ready by raising the temperature. The scouts change behavior and start buzz running, which signals that the move is imminent. The swarm takes off with the scout bees leading the way, and as they approach the site, the scouts gradually slow down and circle the area. Eventually, the bees filter into their new home and get straight to work. The study of honeybees' behavior reveals their own ingenious solutions to the challenges they face. Lessons from the hive mind. Honeybees' democratic decision-making process can offer valuable insights into effective group decision-making. Their shared common goal and leaderless decision-making approach, along with the exploration of multiple solutions and independent evaluations, can lead to healthier and better-informed debates. By adopting these hive mind lessons, humans can improve their collective decision-making abilities.
In conclusion, Honeybee Democracy unravels the democratic decision-making process that honeybees use to find a new nest site each year. This complex process involves effective communication, independent evaluations, and the ability to reach consensus, allowing these remarkable insects to function as a single unit. By examining the methods used by honeybees, we can gain valuable insights into how we, as humans, can improve our decision-making processes in various aspects of our lives. From the power of decentralized decision-making to the importance of trust and independent evaluation, honeybees offer a unique window into nature and its many lessons that we can apply in our own lives.